Greetings, Professor Hintz. It's great to do this video. I am Joycelyn Thompson, and this is my professional dispositions video that goes along with the survey that I'll be submitting along with it. So we'll just get right into it. You'll be seeing me looking back and forth because I'm referring to my notes, so I hope that's okay. But the disposition to teach, as stated in the task assignment, has long been identified as an influential quality of highly talented and effective leaders, teacher leaders. And we know that, or we've learned throughout the course, that dispositions are the values and commitments, and I'm quoting from the assignment task page, and professional ethics that influence the behaviors towards students, families, colleagues, and communities. It really does promote effective learning, both inside and outside of the classroom. In regards to myself, I am a first-year teacher. I've been in the classroom now since August of this year, working under a waiver, state waiver, until I complete my required educational path here at GCU. And so I've been exposed to the classroom, but I will start with the dispositions that I feel are strengths of mine. Dedication is the first disposition that I will definitely say is a strength of mine. I am very dedicated to myself, my students, and my continued learning. I take pride in being an educator, and I take pride in delivering quality education through state standards and practices to my scholars. My GCU education is a part of that dedication to my students and to my craft education, the craft of education. So it's part of my personal development because I am so dedicated to the craft, to ensure that I'm furthering my knowledge so that I am more effective in the classroom. The second disposition that I hold near and dear to myself is compassion. I was actually in the classroom the other day on a classroom thread having a great conversation with a student, another student in your class, 525, Professor, and we were talking about compassion. It was on the post, your most influential teacher, and I responded to another student peer as she listed compassion as being one of her strengths, and also one of the things she admired in the educators that taught her along the way. And I chimed in, I totally agreed. All too often our students come to school and they're looking to us for that compassion and that caring and that understanding and that outreach. I have students that can't wait to give me a hug in the morning, and I've certainly done the same. I told my classmate peer the other day along the way. So it's very important as an educator to have compassion, not just compassion for what may be going on in a student's life, but compassion for their pathway and their way of learning, how they learn, compassion enough to delve and look deep into each child as an individual to figure out what's best for them. And then, yes, being there, being a shoulder, being a mandated reporter in and itself, and just doing your job shows a great deal of compassion. So having compassion for your students really just motivates them. It makes school a place that they want to be. And when they get there, they're ready to learn. And a compassionate, understanding, caring, and loving teacher can make a world of a difference in the life of a student with exterior issues at home or otherwise. And so then in talking about these disposition strengths, it's only fair to discuss areas of opportunity, right? And so for me, an area of opportunity that I see myself as still having in regards to the dispositions would be creativity. I am a first year teacher. And so oftentimes, in the classroom, I'm so structured thinking about, okay, where am I supposed to be? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I on point? Am I on task? Am I on timeline targets? And so it leaves little room for creativity, or at least you would think as a first year teacher. But the more and more you get accustomed to the classroom, to the setting, to the role, you become comfortable with being able to allow for creativity. Creativity is very important in the classroom. It allows students to express what they've learned. It allows them to express, just individually who they are and even how they learn. We can observe through just their creative input. So I am making way and room to allow for more creativity in the classroom from my students. And some of those tips that we learn in reviewing the professional dispositions of learners that go along with allowing for creativity and curiosity in the classroom would be asking higher order questions as an educator, posing challenges to your students so that they can kind of figure their way around issues and find creative ways and solutions. New way of learning, right? New way of contributing to the society around them, right? Challenging and motivating students critically by asking those critical questions and allowing them the creativity to think about how they're going to solve those critical questions and challenges that we're presenting to them. So allowing for creativity, it just really encourages student learning. It encourages collaboration in the classroom, and it opens the door to not just them learning from us, but us as educators learning from them as well. So I look forward to definitely building on that area of opportunity so that as I grow as an educator, I can be and excuse me, my phone. I can be well-rounded, and I can be, more effective as an educator in the classroom. These dispositions definitely demonstrate my ability to understand other cultures and genders because they really delve deep into the things and the areas that we should be focusing on as educators, not just in whole group, but as individuals, right? Culture is very important and plays a role in the way students learn. So paying attention to children, their curiosity, being an honest educator, being ethical, having compassion and dedication, and just a host of other dispositions really help to shape us when we're looking at these dispositions and we're thinking about our roles. It really helps to shape who we are and how we, interact with our children and our parents and so forth and so on. How do I anticipate using feedback from my annual performance evaluations and observations and data to adjust my dispositions? Well, again, I can identify by now reading and learning about the professional dispositions what my strengths are and opportunities are. And as I get those annual performance reviews, I can take a look at what my leadership has observed, how they have critiqued me. And I can put those things together to make building blocks to improve. Similarly to allowing for more creativity in the classroom. I know that's a disposition that I struggle with because I'm a first year teacher. And so that if it's on my performance review, then, I know that it's an observation, that it's not just my observation, but it's an external observation. It's something that I would need to, tweak and work with and build upon and strengthen myself in. So the performance reviews, surveys, and all that data that assesses my performance will allow me to take a deeper delve into the professional standards and dispositions to see where I sit, where I lie, and the areas where I need to improve. Thank you so much, Professor Hintz, for watching. Sorry if I ran over a little bit in time. And thank you so much for this 6 weeks of educating all of us and making us all the more knowledgeable as educators. And we certainly well, I speak for myself in saying that I'm certainly more comfortable with, now moving forward and taking additional courses here at GCU, because I think you just paved the way. So thank you, sir, and I hope you enjoyed the video.